What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a special Next Gen Newsweek episode. This is the second of possibly many Super Smash Bros. Ultimate special episodes. Joining me again is Jason Tomlinson from Big Dad Games and
What's
Jonathan
up?
Bly.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Hey, yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, so last time we had you guys on, we had only one character to talk about, and it was Min Min. And we had a really, lengthy discussion just talking about how awesome we thought Min Min was going to be. And so this time, though, we have two characters to talk about. But before we do that, I wanted to just catch up with you guys because it has been it's been several months since we recorded that Min Min video. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do a Minecraft Steve one because there's a lot of stuff going on. But so anyway, Jason, I'm gonna go start with you because I know, like I said, it's been a long time since we did that, and this is actually the first time this is going to be published onto the YouTube channel. So you want to just give everyone a quick rundown of what Big Dad Games is?
Certainly. So Big Dad Games is right here, just north of Nashville in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And we run local tournaments, Well, we did. We haven't had anything regular in a little while. We've had just a few one-shots in September and October, and that was a lot of fun. It was, we took a break from March until September. So we've never had a break that big ever. But just to be back in the community, at a local restaurant in September was so encouraging, so refreshing, so meaningful just to see some old faces we haven't seen in a while, and for us to get together and do, of course, socially distancing. We're all masked up and all that good stuff, just to be together and do what we love to do. Most play Smash Brothers and compete and have fun and be together. I myself got the coronavirus in November, so we had to cancel the November engagement. And I don't know how far and wide people will be listening to this, but I'm sure everybody can bring their own experience to the table as to how the coronavirus has affected the local tournament scene. We haven't done anything in November or December. We'll see what 2021 will bring us for January and February, and just hopefully we can pick back up with some stuff real soon in the winter time.
Yeah, we were talking before we started recording about how January 3rd is the 2-year anniversary of Big Dad Games tournament. So really hoping everybody can hopefully in some capacity be back together to do something with that. So this was gonna be for both of you, but we'll start with Jonathan on this one. Obviously, this year has been like a disaster more than most years has been, just with everything. But what have you been doing to help yourself get through this year? Like games, hobbies, anything like that you've been doing to help just, anything maybe new you picked up, or just how you've been able to make it through the year?
Well, with this year being so crazy, if I'm honest, a lot of what I do in a regular year is kind of what I have done this year, except a little bit more social, I'd say. Like a lot of my friends go to college or were in college and had to go back to being mostly at home. And so we've been playing just whatever games we feel like playing, whether it's Minecraft or Project Cars or Dark Souls 2, Smash, Tekken. We've just been playing whatever we feel like playing and getting a big group of people to do that whenever we can. Things like that. Also, just watching movies online with friends has been really fun with like watch parties and whatnot. So, just trying to enjoy these long distance friendships as much as I can.
That's awesome. I've never met anyone who's actually been able to do a watch party. Do y'all use Discord when you do that, or do you use something else?
So we have several techniques depending on what platform the movie we want to watch is on. one thing like we can watch on Netflix, and we kind of just scuff it. We'll all get into a Discord call and say, all right, hit play in 3, 2, 1. And then
okay.
everyone will hit play and we'll all watch our movie, get our popcorn, and we'll talk during it. Or we'll wait and we'll make it a little bit more of a formal movie review after, and we'll talk about how we liked it, what we didn't like, what we thought, So it's been stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Jason, for you, have you done anything have you done anything new, like hobby wise, or any games you've been using to get through the year with?
I've continued to enjoy some of the indie stuff. We just picked up this it's Shapes and Beats. Am I get the name right? I can't get very far in it. There's so many wonky games on the Switch, and actually all the platforms actually. But we just continued to enjoy the PS4 and the Switch here at our house, where we have spent a significant amount of time. And I've continued. We back a few months ago. I'm looking at the Mario Kart home tour circuit live thing. I know I'm butchering the name, but
oh, are you talking about the physical?
Yeah,
it has the camera. Oh, that is so sick. How are you enjoying it?
I'm enjoying it quite a bit more when we first picked it up. But I took it to my classroom at school, and actually, when your Switch is undocked, you can follow it. You don't have to have Wi-Fi to use the thing itself. So, like, literally, if you have like an office building or a school or a church where you have a lot of indoor room to cover, it's quite marvelous. So, like, the unfortunate drawback is when you bring it back home, you're like, oh, my living room's not that big. But it's a lot of fun, and just the course designs that I've seen on YouTube are pretty phenomenal, especially from some of the people that do that sort of thing more professionally, or at least semi-professionally. So yeah, that it has been amazing to see how much use we've gotten out of course, Animal Crossing ever since March of this year. Just been I would not have seen that coming as a late adopter of Animal Crossing. In my 40s, I've never played another one before, and it'll still pop in every month. And I had a birthday this month. I played it on my birthday because I wanted my dadgum birthday on Batcave Island. And of course, Smash has continued to impress and have a lot of fun. Steve, the jump from Steve to Sephiroth, I guess we'll talk about that in a second, but what a jump.
Yeah, right.
As far as content and fighters are concerned.
Yeah, I forgot to pull it up before we started recording, but
So did I.
I'm sure I asked you both at the end of the Min episode about who you thought the next character for Smash was going to be, but I'm pretty sure that no one said Steve.
I remember you, Mitch, you had said something hoping it wouldn't be Steve.
Oh.
And I remember kind of ribbing you on that, saying, that'd be hype. Steve would be hype.
Well, you got your wish. And so
I wouldn't go as far as to say wish. So we'll take what we can get.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into Minecraft. It's so weird when y'all talk about him. Do y'all say Steve or do you say Minecraft Steve? Because I always say Minecraft Steve. I don't know why.
It's always Minecraft Steve.
That's funny. It just depends who I'm talking to. Mostly I say Steve around here.
Steve has earned his Minecraft title the same way, whenever you're talking about Ninja, you say Fortnite Ninja Blevins or something like that.
I just don't bring him up, but
fair enough.
Unless somebody brings him up first, in which case someone's like Fortnite Ninja, and I go, ugh. I'm just kidding. Ninja's not as bad as I used to think he was, but
you sell his posters, don't you?
No. I crossed red X's on his face and I threw them out.
You should.
Jonathan, we'll start with you on this. I guess just your overall thoughts that Steve's in Smash, and I know you said it was really hype, that you thought it'd be really hype if he was in, but when you saw the trailer for it, were you like, was that hype still there, or were you like, oh, I thought it would be somebody else?
So if I'm honest, I never really he was never on a wish list, you know what I mean? He was one of those characters that I felt deserved to be in the game because of what Smash has become as just a celebration of video games. And so it feels weird to have this big celebration of video games without any type of reference or inclusion to Minecraft, just because of the cultural relevance it's had. But in my opinion, the video and the announcement, I know that I was spamming videos and tweets and everything I could in the Discord I'm in about his inclusion, just because it was so. It was out of left field, but it was like we kind of hoped and thought it was a possibility without ever really acknowledging that it was a possibility, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, so I would say it was hype. It was hype, not in the way that Sephiroth was, or not in the way that a Tekken character would have been for me, but it was hype in its own regard, just as a nod and a hats off to a game that I'm sure most people have spent at least a portion of their life on, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I know Twitter broke over it, because I remember I was recording the event on one monitor and I was updating Twitter on the other monitor, and then Twitter just crashed. I imagine it's because people like you kept retweeting stuff just constantly, like Steve, and it just broke it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That actually happened, I think, to a less extent, but it kind of also happened with Sephiroth too. But anyway, Jason, as someone who has kids who probably, and you play, I'm sure you play Minecraft, but I know your kids probably do. So were they really excited to have that Minecraft representation in Smash?
They were. So yeah, I gotta be honest and say I'm too old to be. I don't know. I missed that Minecraft generation, but I'm still obviously a part of the culture, and all three of my kids are Minecraft players for sure. When Steve was announced, we were all at school that day, and I was so grateful that it was announced during my planning period. So I had my projector on in my classroom, and I was grateful that I had literally no idea what fighter was going to be announced that day. They did a great job keeping it a secret from all of us. At least I was successful in keeping it a secret. Just similar to Sephiroth, I had no clue Sephiroth was coming. Whereas Min Min, I knew that it was going to be a what's the game? Help me out.
ARMS.
I knew it was going to be an ARMS character, yeah. But anyway, yeah, very excited about Steve, and he actually did make an appearance at the tournament back in October, and that was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, that was something I was going to ask you was, have people in tournaments actually been using Steve, or is they kind of written him off as not being competitively viable?
Yeah, so there was one kid that was doing a great job using Steve, and he's got the little help me out, the train car,
rail car.
Yeah.
The rail car. He was using that in a really cool way. I was like, ooh, that's awesome. I wouldn't have thought of that. So it was really neat.
Imagine Bowser's side B grabbed, but it can chase you.
Exactly.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
So, Jonathan, as someone who plays on the competitive side, do you think that Steve's mechanics as far as building and stuff like that, do you think that kind of I don't want to say maybe not breaks Smash, but kind of just flips the competitive meta on his head? You have to figure out different ways to handle him than you would most other characters?
I would kind of say that I would say he has the same aura that a Little Mac has in Bracket, where it's like, okay, this character obviously isn't like, I wouldn't say they're like good, but you do have to know how their tools work in order to play around it. The same way you would Gimp Little Mac, you have to just know what to block and what to spot dodge, what the Steve is gonna try and do, so that you can just outplay it. That's my interpretation, anyway.
I feel like to an extent, like I agree, but also to an extent, like I feel like his like ability to place blocks is like, I don't know, it just never sits right, man. Maybe I just suck at it. I don't know.
I think it's really hard to say in an online nature just how good his blocks are. I think they definitely provide an incredible amount of utility for the character, maybe more utility than we've seen almost ever. But it's hard to say how good they actually will be whenever we get into offline tournaments again.
People using their Wi-Fi switches or their bad internet. I've never had a good experience with just Smash Wi-Fi. Like, it's just
the only luck I ever have in Smash Wi-Fi is when I'm playing in a custom lobby with friends. We all have decent internet because we're all kind of tech people, so we have decent internet. And I'm sure everyone uses an Ethernet cable for their Switch in my group as well. So I have decent experiences, but it's never one-to-one to what the offline feel is, you know?
Oh yeah, totally.
Exactly.
Totally.
Yeah. Nothing beats in person.
Well, hopefully COVID will be done with sometime, hopefully in 2021.
Hey,
we can get back at it.
First quarter next year, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, let's jump to the big, in my opinion, the bigger of the two out of these, because, and as someone who has never played Final Fantasy to any extent, I know what One Winged Angel is, and so seeing that Smash trailer and then all of a sudden hearing the beginning of One Winged Angel, I knew exactly who was coming in. It was just like, I've never heard something this more hype in a Smash trailer before.
Bro, you're giving me chills just thinking about it. It was an awesome experience to have no idea who was coming, and then seeing whenever we see, I forget what that big boss is called, but seeing it split in half, I was thinking, okay, what samurai character is there? What samurai character could be in the game? But then you hear that the One Winged Angel start playing, and it gave me chills.
Yeah, honestly, like it's probably the most intimidating piece of music I've ever heard in my life. I don't know how else to put it. So, Jonathan, do you play Final Fantasy? Like, are you really versed with Sephiroth and everything? I mean, I guess Kingdom Hearts too. He's not just a
I'm
character.
So I have to admit, I'm a little bit of a poser when it comes to Final Fantasy. However, I have at least played most of the games to some extent. Whether I'm not going to admit to how many of them I've beaten, but I have played most of the games to some extent. And growing up in a house with like an uncle and my dad, they both really were into Final Fantasy games, and I watched them play them a lot. I'm extremely familiar with the Final Fantasy characters, and I've watched Advent Children a couple times now. Sephiroth is huge, is massive. He is the anime sword guy. He is the edgy anime sword guy, and he started that. It's very awesome to see him in Smash.
Yeah, I think it's kind of. I mean, I know a lot of his moveset probably drives from a lot of different sources, but from what I can tell, like from most of his like his costumes and his character itself really comes from that Advent Children. Like it's mostly like they pulled most of his stuff from that, and I was like, well, I mean, he's a game character, but they pulled it from a movie. Like that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie, but the Smash trailer actually goes like in sync. A lot of scenes are just recreated in the Smash engine from Advent Children. Pretty much every interaction that Sephiroth and Cloud have is a scene from Advent Children, and the even all the way down to the I think it's an Omni Slash version 5. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
That is the end of Advent Children. A little bit of a spoiler there, but that's how the movie pretty much ends. From that all the way to Mario getting the psych out, getting stabbed.
Yes.
Is a classic piece of imagery from the movie where Sephiroth picks up Cloud with a sword like that, and it's iconic. And so it was super exciting to see that recreated in the Smash engine. So much love and detail going into it. You can tell that either Sakurai or someone on that team really has a passion for the character itself. So they couldn't have handled it better, in my opinion.
Jason, what was your reaction to seeing what looked like Mario dying?
Surprised and shocked. The clip of Mario's face that is already viral, I'm sure. Very, very surprising. I've not seen that look on Mario's face. And then the sword through the overalls was definite shock. And then, okay, he's not dead. He's okay. Yeah,
like,
because I gotta be honest, I don't know Final Fantasy at all. I've been gaming long enough that I could or should, but I don't, and I'm not an RPG guy at all. So Sephiroth is not a household name for me. It will be now, obviously. But yeah, the image of seeing Mario, it seems like he got gored by this 8-foot sword. Pretty shocking.
like,
Oh,
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just going to say, since we just talked about Steve and Sephiroth, I think it's a very, very strange line of connection that in both of these reveal trailers, Mario is just getting beat up.
I mean, you can even take that back to when the Ridley trailer, like he got gored again in that too. And then the next trailer after that, Luigi got literally murdered, got his soul ripped out of him by the skeleton guy from the Castlevania trailer. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
They've been murdering. I mean, you you take it a step further, like King K. Rool, like he murdered DDD.
Yeah, true. One thing I really liked from the Steve trailer, and I'm not trying to backtrack too much, but we were talking about Mario getting beat up. There were a bunch of images, specifically on Twitter, of Sonic about to punch someone and saying it's time to send you to Minecraft. And I loved that entire trend.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, so Jason, you said you're not really versed with Final Fantasy, but like,
no.
Have you had any talk with anyone else from the Big Dad Games community about Sephiroth? Like, if any of the you haven't had any locals since that trailer? I had put in the notes if you that if the update came while y'all were doing a tournament or something like it with Byleth, but
not yet. So with the Sephiroth challenge, he's on our machines now, but that was last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't had anything yet, but it'll be fun to watch whenever we do. And I don't imagine we'll get any more DLC in the first quarter of the new year. So this will be the next thing when we come back together, and it'll be a lot of fun to watch for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it's if you're listening to this the day that it comes out, Sephiroth is officially available today, unless you have done the Sephiroth challenge up until this point. So if you were y'all able to beat it on very hard, or do you have to dial it back a little bit?
Yep. And what a cool idea that they did that, especially in light of so many people quarantining.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't bought Fighter Pass 2 yet. I'm pretty stuck in my ways of trying to become good at Hero. So
nice.
I've played against the new characters because my friends always try them out, and they kind of we lab together a little bit. But I'm such a casual, even when it comes to wanting to play at a decent level, that I'm too busy trying to figure out how to read quick enough,
Nothing wrong with that.
I get that. Like, between Banjo and Byleth, like, I really don't even mess with any of the other Fighter Pass characters. Like I played Sephiroth for maybe an hour after he came out, and I was like, all right, time to go flex some banjo muscles on all these new Sephiroths online. And then,
Oh yeah,
then got him into Elite Smash, so it was great. It was a great night.
Did you really?
Yes.
yeah. I saw that on. Did you post that on Twitter?
Yeah, I posted it on Twitter. Like I've always had like the worst time getting people in Elite Smash, and then like about a month ago, I just was playing Byleth online, wasn't paying attention, got him into Elite Smash. I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. And then I started streaming about an hour before the Sephiroth presentation, and was just playing people online. And then I got Piranha Plant in, and I was like, this was unexpected. And then I got Sephiroth in, and like within that hour of playing with him. And then I was like, there's got to be some kind of like I don't even know what's going on. Like, there's no way I should have gotten Sephiroth in.
Right.
Like, but then I got Banjo, which is the one I'd always wanted. I was like, okay, great. Now I can never play Banjo online ever again.
All right, you passed that threshold. Now it's time to move on to another character.
Yes, exactly. So Jonathan, do you think you haven't played him, but do you think that he's an easy character to pick up, like from what you can see of him, or has he got you think he's gonna be more, I don't want to say difficult, but just a harder character to learn, maybe?
I think that people who are used to playing in a play style of a keep out character, like a keep away, that uses non-projectile, he has projectiles. I'm not trying to say he doesn't, but he has the sword, which is the most keep away. Sorry, I let go of the button. It's his biggest keep away tool. I think people who are used to playing in that kind of campier style will do just fine with him. He doesn't seem like he has a whole lot to really get used to. The exception, I would say, is playing a sword character that has a newer type of reversal or counter. I think that has a little bit of a skill curve to it, as well as figuring out when to actually use your neutral B, the explosion, because I think most people just want to see big explosions go off. And
well, yeah,
of course. You're playing Sephiroth; things need to blow up. But I think he's easy enough if you're familiar with that playstyle and can get used to playing a little bit of a slower sortie.
Well, when you finally decide to get Fighters Pass 2, are you you plan on adding him to your list of mains, or just going to be a new punching bag for you?
Honestly, I could be way off here, but it kind of looks like some of the playstyle from Sephiroth to Hero would translate over, or Hero to Sephiroth would translate over, at least to some regard. Playing a little bit of a slower sword character that likes to keep people out and use some sneaky projectiles to do so. I think there's some connections there that I might once I decide to finally pick him up. I think I could. I think I might. It's hard to say. It's all about how it feels, right?
Yeah, I've been hearing people compare him to like if Mewtwo had a sword. It's like, I don't know if I really see that connection, but people keep saying that online. Like, well, if you want to put it that way, go ahead.
That's an interesting take. I'd have to think on that one. But I can kind of see some of the parallels, but I don't know.
Not just Mewtwo, but Mewtwo with a 10-foot sword.
Yeah. If Mewtwo had a Glavenus blade.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll start trying to wrap this up just a little bit. But like, I just want to ask, like, we'll start with you, Jason. How do you feel about the Fighters Pass 2 compared to the first one? Do you think is it about equal, like, or do you think that the first one has so far a better selection than the first one, or how do you think they stack up compared to each other?
I don't know if I can compare them per se. I'm proud that Nintendo, that Sakurai specifically, continues to surprise me, because I haven't seen any of this stuff coming, and that, I've been a gamer for a long time. Let's see here. On paper, I would actually need to look at the difference between Fighter Pass 1 and Fighter Pass 2. But offhand, I know that do we put do we put Plant with Fighter Pass 1, or is he like before Fighter Pass 1?
He's technically free, but considering that the second Fighter Pass has 6 characters and the first one only has 5, I'm kind of thinking that he kind of just falls in with the first one. That way it's 6 and 6.
Yeah. He's such a unique character. A lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun for the mains to use for sure. I love that. What are we up to 80 fighters now, or is it 85?
It's something crazy. It's 77, right? Maybe
it's got to be. I think it's right at 80, if not 80 already.
Yeah. Anybody that has a copy of Smash from 2018, I mean, it's $100 game now, isn't it?
Let's see, 60, 30 for second Fighter Pass and 25 for the first. 115.
Yeah.
Woo! 110.
Yeah, that's a definite investment and definitely worth it. And I mean, it sounds funny, but it's good. It's good family fun. It's because it's rated E10, something like that.
Yep.
Is it rated? Is it
E10.
rated T?
E10.
Yeah, E10. Yeah, like it's not anything that I wouldn't. And I don't know if I'm liberal or what, but it's not anything that I would have to be concerned with my 7-year-old watching. He plays the 7-year-old plays with the 17-year-old. They have a good time. It's fantastic. I'm on the same level as the 7-year-old myself.
I'd say I'm not too far from that either.
Yeah.
Just to throw out there, if you do not count Pokemon Trainer as 3 separate characters, there are 78 fighters.
Like,
so far.
Is there another game like that?
Mugen?
I'm unfamiliar with that.
Mugen is like this old school, like, it's a fighting game where people just mod characters and think of it kind of like Rivals of Ether, but what it is
Gotcha.
But like back in the day, like I remember being in high school and someone showed me a video of, I can't remember, I think it was Ronald McDonald fighting Michael Jackson. Like it was just like you just mod whatever characters you want into it.
That's a bad matchup for MJ.
I don't know if it's the same it's the same Ronald McDonald that they've somehow worked into Rivals of Ether. So and that guy is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's Michael Jackson from like some PS2 Michael Jackson game.
Oh,
it's
funny.
I think. Are you referring to Moonwalker on the SNES?
That's
maybe.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, the Genesis. Yeah.
It may be what it is. I don't know, but still, it was. Awesome. But I'll send y'all a video of it. But it's great.
Mugen. I'm looking it up.
It's got like over 1,000 characters in it.
Oh my
just
wonderful.
Custom.
Does it have online play?
It might. I don't know. I haven't heard anything from it in years. But if they if it's still getting support, then I'm sure if Melee can get online, I'm sure this can. But
yeah.
But here comes the question that everybody was waiting for, probably. What character do you think is next? I'm done making predictions because I'm either going to be right and disappointed or wrong and happy about it. So, Jason, any good picks for who's next?
Not really any idea. I just, like I said, I love being surprised, and I never know what's coming at this point because they've done so much. Clearly, I'm pretty sure there's not a pattern. I'm glad that they put out a really cool bad guy with Sephiroth. I mean, he is scary as all get out, and the music is fantastic. How do you follow that? I have no idea. I have no clue. So, I mean, I love goofy stuff. Alpha Rad joking about Frogger. It'll never happen. But it's still hilarious. So who knows what's gonna happen next? I'm just look forward to the next presentation from Sakurai's house, and we'll see what happens.
Jonathan, you have a pick?
Well, I gotta say, 2 characters that I was wanting already got turned into me costumes, so I think that hope is gone. Like I said last time, I was really, really not expecting, but hoping for Heihachi.
Yeah.
Heihachi would have been a hype pick. And also Gino got confirmed as a costume as well, and I was actually really hoping for him as well, just because of how cool it was. I guess Sephiroth is the better pick between Gino and Sephiroth, so I can't be too upset by it. My last wish character, the character that I don't really think would be added, but I would love if they were, would be Yoshimitsu. I think I said it last time, but yeah, Yoshimitsu still as another. We need a Tekken rep, and a Tekken rep that would also double as a Soul Calibur rep would be extremely 2-for-1. Good. Now we got most of the fighting games in. I really think it's going to be a Nintendo character that's released next, because we just had Minecraft Steve and Sephiroth. Those are two massive, industry characters. I think they're back to a home character of their own. And my other prediction would be some character from a first-person shooter, whether it's Doom Guy or I don't know, someone else. I think a first-person shooter character is probably in the works.
That was long. It was long rumored that Doom Guy was going to make it in, and then there was even like I'm using air quotes, leak of like one of the. There was like a me costume with some like monster from Doom in it, or that was right before Hero got announced. Maybe he is coming. I don't know, but I still think that the safest bet of a character right now is probably still Crash Bandicoot, because there isn't an Activision rep that also could double as a PlayStation rep. I know Crash isn't PlayStation anymore, but in his prime, he was a PlayStation rep.
I still associate Crash with PlayStations.
Like, if nothing else, give me Spyro.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more. I'm a little bit more close to home with Spyro. Like that touches my heart a little bit more. But I think Crash probably fits really well as just a PlayStation and, like you said, Activision rep.
Because there are some other PlayStation sort of reps, like Joker and Snake, but only because their games are mostly on. Well, I mean, Snake started out on the NES, but if I think about Metal Gear Solid, I'm thinking mostly about PlayStation, not the originals.
Definitely.
Joker, Persona, except for the spin-off games, has always been on PlayStation.
Let's not forget Cloud and Sephiroth being entirely PlayStation.
That is true. That is big true. Well,
with the exception of Dissidia.
Sort of, but I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy Remake comes out it loses its console exclusivity on PlayStation in April, so it can come out on Xbox, and I know it's not coming to Switch, but
I think it'll be on PC, right? So that's gonna be hype.
That's probably gonna be whenever I pick it up.
Yeah, good call.
I was asking some friends who are like really into Final Fantasy. It's like, hey, do I play Final Fantasy VII like the original version, or do I wait and play the remake? And they told me pretty much just pick whichever version I want to. But if I'm gonna be honest, like the limitations on the graphics in the original would really turn me away.
Honestly, I think if you, being someone who you said before that you weren't as into single player RPGs and RPGs specifically, I think the random encounter system in the original Final Fantasy VII would just be a complete turnoff. Because as someone who actually likes RPGs and I like turn-based combat, if I play an older RPG and it has these random encounters, I very slowly or very quickly start to lose interest and just not as excited for each encounter, which sucks.
That's, I think, and as much crap as I've given it, that's why I really like Pokemon Sword and Shield, because you can, for the most part, get to choose when you want to battle stuff instead of having to. There still are random encounters, but they're not as frequent.
Oh yeah,
and Pokemon just ruined random encounters to me. Especially what was it, Mount Moon from Pokemon Red and Blue? Just like that was 20 years of just killing random encounters for me right there.
What was the area where you go into the dark and there's a bunch of Zubats? I hated that. Mount
Moon.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, we're on the same page. I hated that. Oh my god.
So I think I would like Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I don't know. But we'll see. That's a topic for another day. But we're going to go ahead and close this out. So, guys, if you have any social medias you would like to plug or any projects you're working on you want to let everybody know about, just let it go.
Yeah, just follow us on follow Big Dad Games on Facebook and Twitter, and we do a little Instagram. And there's links there to our Discord. Should be back in the middle, active in the Middle Tennessee area in early 2021, and so just be sharp. Continue to sharpen yourself for the next local event.
Never stop. Grind, never quit.
That's right. That's right.
Jonathan, you got anything?
Not really. Every now and then you might catch me streaming on Twitch. I've been doing a playthrough of Battle Network 3 with a friend. You can find me on Twitch at Betty White with an H, spelled like Betty White, but with a P.
There you go.
Nice. Awesome.
Well, Jason, Jonathan, again, as always, thank you so much for chilling with me and talking about Smash Brothers, and I'm sure we'll be doing another one of these whenever Minecraft Steve again comes out for Fighters Pass 2.
I think you mean Fortnite Jonesy.
Oh, you get there.
There it is. You got it. All right.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man.